Hello all. Hello learners. So we have begun with the interactive session.
Okay, sir, we can start now. We are live now.
Okay. So anybody, if have any question, any queries regarding the all the units, whichever unit you feel free to have those questions. You can share your questions on YouTube. It's a live feed going on. So if you have any questions regarding any
Meanwhile, Mandar,
unit,
I
please
think
ask.
you can introduce everybody. Me by the
Uh,
time everybody will.
okay, we will have the round of introduction. So myself, Dr. Mandar, and I am your tutor for this course. I have taken Unit 9, 10, 11 and 12, and mostly the regulatory part in this course I have covered in these units. And in that entire this HDT course, that is Herbal Technology course, we have learned the different aspects of herbal drug technology. We also have learned about the what are the raw materials, from there how to do the standardization of raw material, and how to do the formulation development, what are different types of formulations, and then for those formulations what are the regulations available. We also went into the detail of the regulations related to the herbal crude drugs as well. So most of the part we have covered up. We try to give you a maybe a superficial but overview of the entire herbal drug industry. I hope that have given you a good quality knowledge about this herbal drug industry. And if anyone will have any queries regarding whatever we have covered, even if anything apart from that related to the herbal drug technology, please feel free to ask the question with me, Dr. Swati Patil. She's also there, and she has covered the unit 1 to 4. So you have any queries regarding the syllabus or about the herbal technology, you can have those questions. We can have these question answers here. Yes, ma'am. You want to add something?
Good evening, all of you. We welcome you probably to this last interactive session of this course, Herbal Drug Technology. And like Dr. Mandar said, we are here. We also have with us today our teaching assistants. So I have with me Mr. Pawan Kumar Singh, and we also have Miss Rujuta Gandhi, who has been a big support and assisting us with all the assignments, all the questions, the quizzes, giving us back screen support for this course. So we're very happy to be with you this evening to solve all your queries. And this is going to be an important session because this is a session before your examinations, which are going to start on April 17th. From all of us in the team, we wish you good luck and we will be very happy to solve your queries. Through this course, we had hypothesized to tell you, explain to you an entire story of the herbal drug technology, right from the plant to the pill. So we have told you, we have explained to you what are these herbal raw materials in crude form, from where does it start, how is it processed, what are the regulatory guidelines, what is the kind of quality testing that you do on the raw material, how these raw materials are converted to the final formulation which the consumer uses today. How do you decide this formulation? What are the major key factors that drive this formulation? What do you test the formulation for? We have told you and explained to you the conventional forms which are available in the market and which are based on the traditional Ayurvedic forms. We have explained to you each traditional form, how it is manufactured in a traditional way, what are the evaluation parameters for those traditional medicinal products and what are the evaluation parameters for today's conventional products. All the regulatory guidelines, like Dr. Mandar has told you, how have they have to be applied. Suppose you want to put your product in a definite country, what kind of regulatory guidelines do you look at? How do you comply at those? How do you build in the quality in these products right from the beginning? So we won't stop our association here. Any doubts you have, I think you have contact numbers. You can contact us anytime. And both Dr. Galvina has not joined yet, but both the institutes have very good infrastructure for herbal drug technology. The Institute for Chemical Technology, which is as old as our institute, both of us are reputed to run these departments for a long period of time, from where we have produced good stalwarts who are working in different areas of this field. So please feel free to get in touch with us for any kind of doubts and anything that you would like to know for herbal drug technology. And I would request Pawan and Rujuta to add in a few words here, your association with this course. Yes.
It was very much pleasure interacting with few of them through queries, and overall also we also have learned throughout this course a lot. It was a good learning for us on answering the queries, discussing about the problems that most of the learners are facing, then knowing a few of them personally also now because they had been in contact with WhatsApp messages as well. So it was overall a very nice journey and learning. And as Madam said, any doubts you have further also we can associate in case of any projects or any kind of doubts. We'll be ready to help you for the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajata. Pawan? Yeah.
I would just like to wish all the best to all the registered candidates for the exams. And if you feel any queries, you can just contact us. You have our number, you have our mail ID. So you can just contact us. We will be there for helping. Thank you.
So whoever has joined, I think Mandar can take.
Currently, I think there's no viewers, but there are some questions already put up in that share sheet. So the one of the question was on what is the easy and short way to learn about herbal plants family, chemical composition and uses. So to address this question, what I will say that herbal drug families will have their definite features. Based on that, you can identify a few of the families. For example, Fabaceae or the your Leguminosae is always have the pod like a structure as a fruit, and the leaves are always in the compound leaf form. So this type of a feature, if you see in any plant, then you can predict the family by looking at their features. So like that, every different family will have their some unique features. Based on that, you can understand that they are belong to those family. Of one of the things like a grass like a structure, so like lemongrass or even your rice or wheat, they are belong to the Gramini. So or most of the monocots will have either Liliaceae. So this way you can remember the family and then you can predict their drug family. For the chemical constraint, again, some of the chemical constraints are common for those particular drug family as well. So for apocynaceae or for acanthaceae, alkaloids are very commonly available, or you can find alkaloids in them. Similarly, for your rubiaceae or for example, most of your what is that? Angiospermic plants. They have big structures. They always show presence of a flavonoidal structure. So looking at the plant characteristic, the features, you can understand what type of phytochemistry also present there. So you can remember them by putting all this data in the chart form. So you can go through and you can daily way regularly you can read and then find out which family belongs have the which type of phytochemistry. So that way also you can remember. But some of the features, by looking at those features, you can also understand which type of phytochemistry or which family those plant belongs to. So that we have to remember the family and the plant cluster present in the fruit drug. I hope you get the required information from this answer. Ma'am, you want to add anything in this?
I think that is good. What I would suggest is when you are studying, just make a chart and put that chart somewhere where you can see every day. So you can just revise that chart. Put the name of the drug, the common name, and the family name and constituents. So just go through that chart every day. Maybe you'll remember. Of course, the basic learning would be from the characteristics like what Dr. Mandar has suggested you. Try to understand why that name is given. And then it's easy to remember. For example, all umbelliferous fruits are derived from an inflorescence called umbel, which looks like an open umbrella. So you can correlate family umbelliferaceae to fruits which have this kind of inflorescence. So something like that, if you remember, Hypericum perforatum. Perforatum is the name is given because the leaves have perforations in form of oil glands. So try to correlate the drugs that way. Syzygium aromaticum is for clove because it gives a kind of aroma. So remember that they have volatile oils. And Myrtaceae, I've told you all, Myrtaceae has a single gynoecium. So if you look at clove, all of you have clove at home. Just remove the upper dome and then you'll see a single style from that coming up. So that represents family Myrtaceae. So try and remember this way. Galvina ma'am, we welcome you.
Yes,
So
yes. Welcome,
Dr.
Galvina ma'am.
Galvina Pereira has joined us.
Thank you, and my apologies for a delay. Welcome, everyone, and thank you. Yeah. Do feel free to put in your queries. We all three of us are very glad to answer anything pertaining to your preparations, your feedback on the courses, as well as more questions that might have come across.
Yes. You can read the second question. Dr. Mandar, you
Yeah,
just feel
second question was
To answer anything pertaining to your preparation.
okay, are there any studies to substitute or reduce the dose of allopathic medication, partially antipsychotics with herbal drug combination for synergistic effect?
yes.
And you want to take this question?
Yeah. Okay. See, to reduce the allopathic doses, this differs from case to case and herb to herb. You know, randomly you cannot reduce some allopathic dose and substitute half of it with a herbal dose. So there have been extensive studies done on this. In our own department, we have tried to do this. We have done and published a paper where we have replaced 50% of methotrexate with a herbal drug. But something like this, when it is published and knowing the seriousness of the disease, maybe the doctor will then take a call on how this can be given. But please, on your own, just because you know that one traditional herb is showing some kind of activity or therapeutic effect, don't try to replace the allopathic uh, drugs or doses with this. There is published literature which shows synergistic effects of a allopathic drug and a herb, but at the same time, there is literature which shows interaction. So our request would be not to experiment randomly. Please go through literature and then try to understand what it is. This will be case to case variation. I hope we have answered this.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other question?
There is one question. Actually, it's not question. It is some information the learner shared with us. That research area using still unexplored medicinal plants available in mangrove region of Indian Sundarbans. Potent herbs, potential bioactives to be targeted.
Yes. So this can be taken up as academic research. You can give some primary in vitro proof for this, and then it can be taken up for detailed hypothesis. Once you hypothesize something based on preliminary literature, what I think all of us would suggest you is get these such kind of plants authenticated. I'm sure there must be literature on this. Look at the kind of work that is done on such plants, review the literature, and then take it ahead for any kind of research.
Yes, definitely. And there are plenty of such plants actually which are on which the
Yes.
studies are not yet done, or and many of such these plants are already reported in Ayurveda or Unani or any other system of medicine. If you look at inside the literature,
Yeah, once you get authenticated and identify the plant, you will find literature in many books. Region wise, there is documentation of these plants. Like, for example, in Maharashtra, we have plants of flora of Western region. Similarly, there is flora of Himalayas. So, see where under which geographical area you fall under, and I'm sure there will be literature to support your claim.
Galvina ma'am, you want to add anything?
Just a little, thank you. Sometimes it is not always that when you can blend your naturals with allopathic, they have same mechanism of action and you need to be careful. So say for example, you might come across drugs which are, say for example, antitussive, I mean related to your cough. So you might be taking drugs which are allopathic and which might dry out your cough. But in conjunction to that, if you think you can add your Vasaka or something which is more natural substitute, what is going to happen is they act via very opposite mechanism of action. So maybe Vasaka will cause more of mucolysis or linseed causes more of mucolysis that cause expulsion of cough, whereas your synthetic medicine or allopathic medicine may cause drying of cough. So combining them, one is trying to dry your cough and one is trying to moisten it more and get rid of it. So you might have what is called as a very agonist mechanism of action, and that's the reason you should understand your herbs well and take a very valid, doctor's suggestion before you try to predispose or expose yourself to such combinations. Don't self-medicate is what I would suggest.
Thank you, madam. Currently, there are no any other related question to the course. So we will wait for the any online questions come from YouTube.
Has anybody joined online?
No, we can't see.
We're posting a message on YouTube description box asking if there are any more queries. A sincere request to all of you to please give a feedback for the course. I think feedback link has been shared many times. Please take out a minute and give us your sincere feedback.
Also, we are open to taking your suggestions about the course. So, if you feel like, some parts need to be added, modified, do let us know in your feedback form. We'll be happy to incorporate it in the next run if possible.
Yes, we definitely will try to put all those suggestions and try to improve the content of the course that will going to help the future learners as well as. So please feel free to give suggestions regarding the course, and even after this course completion, we are available for your queries year after as well. So if you have any doubts, any queries, you are always welcome. Our contact details are already shared, so we can have our discussion over email. So, I already have shared my tutorial 1, 2, and 3 where I have discussed my assignment questions. So, till we we can utilize this time, and I have few questions. We can discuss the again same assignment questions. So, which I have already shared in the our coursework. So, I'm sharing my screen here. We can just go through those questions, and then we will see. So, the first question in the assignment was raw material under GMP must be, and the options was used without the testing, purchase from any supplier, verified, label, and stored properly and mixed immediately uh, after purchase. So this type of if options are given, what is the best suitable option for the guidelines is verified, label, and stores properly, because all other options you look at, they will create a contamination. And any type of a contamination in your final product will be not as per the GMP guidelines. So that's where the verified, label, and store properly will be the right answer. Which of the following is not a risk addressed by the GMP? So they have given options like contamination, incorrect labeling, variability in raw material, and high production cost. So just now we have spoke about the contamination. Incorrect labeling also will bring the contamination, and variability in raw material will not bring the contamination but will reduce the potency of the drug if sometimes they are not as per the specification. So the high risk production cost is not as per the GMP guidelines, not a risk as per the GMP guidelines. The other risks which also include as per the GMP guidelines is occupational safety risk, then documentation risk, and then quality control risk. These are the other risks which are also related to the GMP guidelines provided by the Schedule P. Then quality control testing is performed on the options are only finished products, only raw materials, or in process and finished product, and only packaging material. Now, if you look at the options, the multiple options are correct. For example, only finished product. Finished products are mandatory to do testing as for the quality control, but not only. So even the raw material, not only raw material is not required. So along with the raw material and finished product, in process QC also a part as per the GMP guidelines, which is should do for the quality control. So the correct answer here is a raw, in process, and finished product. All these are need to be do the quality control, and that's why when you store them in the areas, you need to be stored in the proper line areas, demarket area, where so that it should not be mixing of this product with other products. Then batch release is allowed only when production is completed, packaging is finished, all quality standards are met, and marketing team approves. Now, out of this, marketing team approves is not the part of the manufacturing processes. It is the something which is outside the manufacturing processes. So the option D is ruled out. Production is completed, yes. Without production completion, you cannot go for the batch release. The production completion is required, but the quality standards check is mandatory. Without that, the product cannot be go inside the market. So all product quality standards are met, then only then product can be shipped outside the manufacturing premises. GMP encourages manufacturer to adopt the fixed production system, continuous improvement practices, only traditional method, and minimum documentation. Now, continuous improvement practices is the answer for this. Now, as per the Ministry of Ayush has proposed now updates in this regards, where as GSR 140E to reinforce these practices, including enhance the quality control measures and stringent documentation and record keeping, strengthening the regulatory framework to bring ASU drugs in line with the international standards. And these guidelines they are proposed in 2021, and it is now already into the reinforcement. So that means the continuous improvement practices is the where the GMP encourages to the manufacturer to adopt such practices. Then root cause analysis is associated with. Now, what is a root cause analysis? So whenever any incidents take place, incidents regarding the which have a major impact onto the quality of the product, then that will get recorded or documented. So options given was a quality control testing, deviation investigation, marketing strategy, and licensing. Now, out of this, I want to give you put a light onto the deviation investigation. What is deviation investigation? So as per the GMP guidelines, whenever any such incidents happens, you need to file either a deviation or a incidence. There are two types of documentation requirements. Deviation means you have deviated SOPs. That means by means of some procedures, unknowingly the SOP was deviated, and because of that, the quality may or may not have impact. For that, assessment of the that risk need to be done, and that is called the deviation. Where the incidence means a sudden any kind of event happen, because of that some quality get compromised the product, that is called the incidence. For example, during the mixing of the batch, suddenly the power failure happens and then batch stop, because that sedimentation took place and the precipitation took place. So in such case, this is an incident. It will not consider as a deviation. Deviation means purposely you forgot to purposely you did some changes into the procedure SOP. That is called the deviation. So all this will be required for the root cause analysis associated. So deviation investigation is very important as per the GMP guidelines. Then written procedures in the GMP should be a complex and technical, vague and flexible, clear and unambiguous, and optional. So it is a self-explanatory that whenever it is written, procedures should be clear and unambiguous. Should not have any other second thought regarding those procedures. After reading by the expert person, need to understand what need to be performed in that regards. Then the main purpose of a training personnel under the GMP is to reduce the salary cost. This is something a vague answer. Ensure correct execution of a procedure related to the our GMP guidelines. Avoid inspection. Again, we cannot avoid inspection. Inspections are for the betterment of a quality procedures. So inspections are mandatory, and replace the SOP. Also cannot replace the SOP. You can modify, we can advance the SOP. So the ensure correct execution of a procedures is the correct answer. GMP certification for ASU drug is governed under. Now there are parts mentioned, part 15, part 16, part 17, part 18. Now these parts are actually in your GMP guidelines also stipulated in the form of rules. So this is the information available on the internet. Even if you go and check the guidelines, you will find this thing. So part 16, that is a rule 151 to 160, which basically deals with the manufacturer for sale of Ayurvedic, which includes Siddha and Unani. So whenever you're talking about the certification and all GMP certification, it is comes under the rule 151 B, and which is completely covered to the part 16. Under Rule 151, manufacturing at the multiple premises required. Now, just not about the certification. So that certification for the multiple premises, it is a required a same certification or multiple. So this point I have also covered during my lecture, that if you have different locations and similar product line getting manufactured, still you need to have a different manufacturing license at and certification at every location. So separate licenses for each premises will be the correct answer. And then okay, application for manufacturing license is submitted in so form 25D, form 26D, form 24D, and form 24E. So here the answer is form 25D, so which will give you the information about the licensing and the requirement, where form 26D will form 25E will give you the actual licensing format, in which format you will get the license that comes into the form 25E. So so these are some questions what we have discussed. Any queries you have regarding this unit, or before any further previous unit, you can ask those queries. We are here to answer those queries as well. We don't have any questions. Okay, we got this is from IIT. So Galvina ma'am and Swati ma'am, can we conclude this today's session?
If there are no further questions, we are good to conclude. So thank you all the learners for your support. And we really expect feedback, constructive, as well as do let us know your thoughts on the course. At the same time, do connect with us. You have our contacts, and feel free to drop in any messages about the course contents. If you need any more amendments or some supporting material before the examination, we'll be happy to provide you. So thank you all of you, and all the very best for your upcoming examinations. That's all at my end. Swati ma'am, Mandar sir, over
Yes,
to you.
yes. Thank you, ma'am. So yes, again the same thing we have told you already, and I'm again repeating it, that if you have any further question after even this completion of course, feel free to contact us, and we are also happy to guide you or give the answer to your queries. And our details you already have with you, and very all the best for your future examination. And exam will be as simple as how we have our assignments. So yeah, so and you can contact to your centers for further rules and regulation about the examinations. So all the best once again, and keep learning and keep enhancing your knowledge, and we'll meet soon in our any further courses after we develop. We let you know. Thank you.
I also take this opportunity to thank the whole NPTEL team for supporting us throughout the course. IIT, and you've been a great host to all three of us, as well as the TAs. Thank you for accommodating all our last minute requests. Thank you, the team. And
Yes.
thanks from all of us.
Thank you to entire NPTEL team, Mumbai as well as Chennai team. The course conduction was actually at par, and our expectation was very, overwhelmed by your services. So thanks a lot. You are always prompt with your responses. Whenever we ask any suggestion, any query, you were always there, and you actually accommodated us very well for our whenever as per our request for the session, even for the conduction, everything. So thank you, Lord. And thank you to both of these PAs who have helped. Actually, they worked behind the curtain very well and very scrupulously. They did their meticulously did their work, and because that this entire course, what you can see and what you have learned, the 70-80% they have worked. It's their hard work. We only conveyed the content with our knowledge, but other things what they have done, because that this course what we can see. So thanks to them as well. So we will with this we will conclude this session, and hope we will get your feedback as well as your suggestions as early as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, dear learners. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the team. Bye.
Bye.